Happy Sunday, Kitchen Timers. Welcome to Kitchen Time on this fabulous second last week of February. We are in the month of love, and it's been making me think about all the things that I love in my life. And one of the things I really love is language. So today, our topic is crutch words. Now, crutch words are things that we use when... it's a bug. Crutch words are things like okay, so we're going to explore some of those. We're going to look at crutch words and what they're actually doing to your communication. Is it harming it? Is it making it a little bit more difficult for people to stay engaged with what you're saying? Is it difficult for you to communicate without using them? Because sometimes it is. And what those kinds of things do to your sentences when you're speaking to other people. Okay, so I found in my life that using crutch words in a speech context damaged my marks at school. So every time I would add in a crutch word while I was making a prepared speech, I would lose marks. It also happened in unprepared speeches where your teacher gives you a topic and now you have to, in 5 minutes, come up with a speech, and you can't think of many things to say, so you use crutch words. Crutch words are things like this. Here's a list. And, so, like, and generally extending longer words in your sentence than you have to. So now that I'm conscious about it, now I'm actually making use of more crutch words than I normally would, but I try not to. Okay, so what it does to your speech and to your language, I found in school would damage my marks. And as I got, who's this? Oh, it's my mama. So as I found in my later life, my speech got affected in interviews or in, what do you call it? There's one. All of those things. And I'm distracted now. So, yeah, I would find in my life, it would allow people to not listen to me properly. They would disengage from what I was saying. And it's not that they want to, it's just that the crutch words become used too much. They become overused. So instead of saying the line through, I've got maybe 2 sentences, then there would be 6 or 7 ums in it. And I wouldn't be able to come back from that. People would disengage and I'd lose them. And I also found that when I was listening to somebody speak, the more ums and uhs they use, the less likely I was to receive the message that they were giving to me. So I would stop listening to what they were saying completely. And my mom just came to fetch water in the kitchen. I would disengage from what they were saying and I would start counting the ums. I would start focusing on where they were going to put them. I would start focusing on when the next was coming. It would just bother me so much. So I know this is not a thing for everyone. It doesn't bother everyone. But we all use crutch words. And we think that using them to fill dead space in what you're saying is better than keeping quiet because we're afraid that somebody's not going to listen to us. So this is a step for something bigger. Crutch words are not only in our speech. I think we find crutch words in our everyday lives when we're not speaking. So we're so afraid of people disengaging from us that we use things to fill empty space, whether it's ourselves. I personally am guilty of staying in spaces longer than I should have because I felt like it would be awkward for me to leave, but it was actually more awkward for me to stay, get out of those spaces. I find it in conversation. Sometimes we think listening too much is going to make us feel like we're not contributing to the conversation or make other people feel like we're not interested in what they're saying because we're not giving any feedback, because we're not giving any kind of, yes, I agree with you, or giving our own opinion, which is not the case. Sometimes people just need to speak. And us being silent is actually helping them. It's holding space. So instead of filling space, we need to learn how to hold space. And that's what I've done recently in my life in the past few years. I've stopped using crutch words. If I can't think of what I want to say next, I keep quiet. There are the odd slip up moments where, I go, and that breathing in thing in South Africa is anyone will tell you that, like, we use it so often. And I've tried to stop doing that. I've tried to stop using crutch words because I'm afraid of empty space. When you're quiet, you're more likely to draw people in. You're more likely to have them listen more to what you're trying to say than have them disengage with you. So I'd like to encourage you guys this week, if you are feeling like you use too many crutch words in your speech and you are paying more attention to it and you have a cognizant recognition of where they fall in your sentences and why. And in your spaces as well. If you feel like you are filling space too much, leave. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to contribute to conversation all the time. You don't have to sit in a place that makes you feel uncomfortable just because you're afraid that somebody might not like the fact that you're being antisocial or whatever. I realize there's many facets to this, but the main thing is we do not need to fill space all the time, whether it's with words or with our presence or with any kind of crutch that we think is going to impress somebody else. It's okay to be quiet. It's okay to listen and to absorb. And then in your speech, if you practice it more and more, I think you'll find that leaving the crutch words out of your sentences will help you become more articulate. It will help you get your message across a lot more effectively than if you were putting ums and uhs every second or third word. Maybe we should do an example. Maybe an example. What's a sentence? The sky is blue. Let's use the sky is blue. The sky is blue. How many crutch words is that too? The sky is blue. It's a lot easier to listen to. Practice it with some of the sentences in your life. Practice it with some of the people in your life. I've practiced it on my niece and nephew. If I don't have anything to say, I keep quiet and they keep speaking. They keep talking. I could put a crutch word here. I'm just kidding. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for commenting, and everybody that sends through questions and comments on this, what is it called? I don't know, a vlog, a video diary. I don't know, on Kitchen Time. Our loyal Kitchen Timers, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. From my heart to yours, have an incredible week. No crutch words. Ciao.